November of 2019 on people's property taxes. Is that accurate?
That's right.
So the soonest to be collected is
We
May,
get the first half of that, about $100,000 at May.
May of 2020.
November.
November of 99?
Yeah.
Okay. So, same discussion that we just had a while ago. That money's going, if the county fully funds, whatever they fund in this next budget, in the next couple months, what are you gonna spend the money on? Because I understand, here's the concern, are we buying the same roof year after year? You know what I mean? We're buying the same boiler year after year. That's the question.
So are you asking me?
Whoever wants to respond, what do you anticipate spending the money on?
Well, I know the county's not going to give us all that money,
But whatever they do.
and we will do our best to manage that money the best way we can. I can't say that every nickel's gonna go to maintenance. I can't. Can you?
I don't think it's smart. I don't think it's smart to
You know,
put that on. I don't think it's smart
trust
to
you to
put
say
that on
that. I
it.
wouldn't trust you to say that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. I've been around
I could
this
have a
stuff.
heart attack tomorrow, especially with the way things are going anymore. Someone else is gonna step into my shoes.
So,
Corey, to address your question, we had the county over with some of the county's experts Friday and showed them where we would clearly spend the money first unless something dramatic happened in the meantime. It's all mechanical. It's a roof. The roof on the building has been maybe half replaced to a membrane roof, but the original ballasted roof is what leaks. But more important, and I don't know if you were here when I talked about the condensing units, okay, I clearly explained why they should be replaced. The county came over with some of your consultants and looked at it, clearly agrees, I think that that needs to be done now. So if we got money, that's what would be done. Speaking for the hospital board, speaking for Jenny, the district board would have to say yes or no, but they've looked at it too, so.
Okay. You understand my concern. We're not just talking about financial capital, we're talking about political capital.
My opinion would be, in the budget request, we are working with the county commissioners, and that money would be targeted.
That would be
To,
my
yeah,
idea.
that would be targeted to the specific items.
So there's two items here. There's a 2.33 general fund mills, and then there's additional financial. Is there any portion of that that you would be willing to say, walled off 100%, this will be used for nothing but maintenance?
well, it depends on how the county gives us that money. If they said, we're giving you $150,000 to replace those condensers, you bet, I think we could say, yeah, that's gonna replace the condensers, period. Right now, I don't wanna bargain away that 2.33 mils, or 2.33 mils. I think that'd be a terrible mistake. But the county sets a budget. If they wanna earmark a certain amount of money for certain things, they can certainly do that, and we'll pass it through. I don't think there's a problem with that.
Because there's no other entity that comes before this commission and asks for budget money that says, just give me a big pot of money and I'll spend it on this if I can, but I'll spend it on something else if I can. Mine are line item by line item by line item by line item, and I can only spend within that line item. Nobody else, except for the hospital district,
I see.
does this. So I'm
So-
throwing you a softball here.
Are you suggesting that we take all our money, everything they give us, and earmark it for maintenance and repairs only? I'm willing to take a line item by line item by line item, you bet, for maintenance and repair. And if you want to, we can do it all that way and have no board.
You would still have to have the board to do your budget.
If you want to spend it for us, you want to line item everything out there, why do you need a board?
If I may, every department actually works the way you guys have come to us. We do bottom line budgeting, so every single department comes to us and says, so these are the number of mills that I expect based on these reasons, and this is what we want to spend it on. But we realize that as we go through the year, you guys were here for the budget amendment this morning, that's what that's all about. Things may change. We don't specify for any department that we work with that you shall spend such and such on this. We empower our department heads and our boards to manage their own departments. I think it would be a slippery slope for us to go down to start dictating to this board, cherry pick this board as one that we would use an iron fist with. It just doesn't make any good sense. We have to have good people running these boards, we do, we had you guys name the people, they're respected, smart people. We need to empower you guys to do a job, and you've done a good job so far. It's so complicated that there's a lot of folks that just don't understand the complexity. It's as simple as that.
Brad?
I have to disagree with you. Your commissioners and his district board are part of the checks and balances built into the system.
And as far as the budget process, I fully agree with Cory. We line out what the budget is, and that's what, you know, our job is to identify what that budget is. And then, you know, when that budget is approved, that's what we use it for.
Alan?
What this gentleman just said here, what Laura just was just referring to, and what Cory was referring to, you know, it's kinda like just a big circle going around a tree. Because the checks and balances, we have the public elected a board that comes in front of you, the commission, you're a higher board,
No, we are actually even.
okay? Comes to your commission for funding, and you ask the question of what is the money for? And we've sat here for a couple hours listening for people on two boards pertaining to the to the hospital.
That's the 3-year.
And maintenance and repairs seems to be the key in both issues. All right, because this is where I have a problem, I guess. They say there's 1.2 million dollars worth of repairs now.
No, not
Oh, okay, well, they need $300,000 now for the air conditioning units. Condensers, 178, or no, excuse me, wrong one. Got my numbers mixed up here. The urgency of, between the board asking for 500,000 plus they need, there's a mill levy of 200,000 a year for 3 years. So what exactly is the pecking order for maintenance and repairs of what actually needs to be done to be having all this money?
The first thing is that those air handlers have to be replaced. If you don't get the money to do those air handlers, and those air handlers go down, if those air handlers will go down tomorrow, we're looking at 8 to 12 weeks out. If we get it scheduled and have it, and hopefully they last until the fall, we're looking at maybe 4 to 6 weeks out, plus a lot lower cost because everybody's overloaded with work right now. But if those things are out for 8 to 12 weeks, you gotta move everybody out of the hospital because you don't have any air conditioning or heating.
Okay, so
We
how
have
much
no air
money,
handlers.
how much money is actually needed by the hospital board now?
Well, we should know that by Wednesday. I mean, these prices, these estimates that they give us, that's what they are as estimates.
Right,
We're trying to get a budget bid for those air handlers and the other components to go with them by Wednesday.
well, it sounds like there's actually several areas that it's very critical for repair, either repair or replacement, that could possibly shut down the hospital for one reason or another. And that gets back to, I guess, my question that I was asking earlier, you know, for all these years, you know, all of a sudden now it's stacking up. And you get and they get their money. Where exactly is it spent?
Yes, Melinda?
I'd just like to have a question here as far as that, when you were saying if it shuts down like tomorrow, next week, do we not have an emergency generator backup for anything, if anything at the hospital, and if so, what condition is that in? How big of a generator, could we possibly get one of those, how does it help on certain things? I'm just asking, you know.
I think the generator needs like a $45,000 switchgear and it needs to be replaced.
Because I haven't heard anything. so
The
I just wanted
switchgear is
to know.
already fixed.
I think it's fixed.
Yeah, we fixed it.
It's fixed.
That was one of the last.
It's
switches.
fixed. It's fixed, we paid for it.
Okay. Bill, do you have something?
Just a couple comments, this has gone around. I don't know if any of the budget he was submitting will be funded or not. But I certainly, speaking from the hospital, don't have any problem if there's money put in the budget this year that's earmarked for condensing unit repair, roof repair. It doesn't, I don't think would bother any of the hospital people at all, because we need that done. The only footnote I would make is, let's say you fund $150,000, and in 2 months, we have our sewer rupture in the hospital and have to fix something. I would hope that we could either come back to the district board or your board and say, could we use that money in a different place? Because the list of needs just changed. But designating some money restricting it to something, we have more mechanical needs than you have money right now, and we'd like to at least be piggies and get fed and not be hogs and get slaughtered. If you could help us, it would be good. So restricting it, I can't speak for their board, they're asking for the money, but from the hospital perspective, it would be fine with us. And what I think we'll do with the condensing units is I believe we can get a grant to engineer the process, because it's gonna be complicated, and put it out to bid. So it can't happen immediately, and so I think the hospital or the district board, one of us, will get that engineering grant to get the work done. So another form of commitment that that's where it's gonna go.
And I think for clarity's sake, absolutely earmarking pieces of the budget, we do that. Earmarking the whole budget and dictating to the hospital district board how you'll spend your whole budget, that's beyond our scope of responsibility.
John?
With my experience of working with large mechanical air conditioned systems, there's several different types of systems. And to say that the hospital shut down now, it'd be 90 days before you could push the switch to start it up. By the time you get the equipment, you get the modifications in your power, because they've all changed. Everything's changed. Your ductwork's gotta be changed and modified. Even your facilities where these air handlers, which are inside, the condensing units are outside, to get on the roof, then extra support on the roof. This is a monster, and it takes not only engineering, it takes a super qualified mechanical air conditioning contractor to do it. And I guarantee you, you'll just get a regular air conditioning contractor to do it, and that will further make the problem bigger. And just by what you switched the names from a condensing unit to an air handler, now you're talking about a generator. You see what you've just done now, you've made the muddle, you've turned the water to mud. And it's impossible your hospital will be shut down for 90 days. You can be guaranteed. Now, that's a fact.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to move that we adopt the proposed hospital district budget and certify the amount as presented.
Is there a second? I'll second for discussion. So if we adopt it, and certify it doesn't mean we have to fund it, right?
That's right.
Okay.
It just means we accept what they've given us.
You're accepting my paperwork, I think, is what you're doing.
Yeah. We're just certifying that that's
That-
actually
that-
what
you're
needs to be
certifying-
done.
I think you're certifying this is what we submitted to you.
I'm asking the same question, so this will be part of the full county budget that's completed later in August, is that accurate?
As far as I'm concerned, it is.
Well, let's come back Wednesday on that agenda for Wednesday for a final certification and
Yeah.
an approval for that funding.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So Wednesday,
Motion's been made and seconded to certify the hospital district board's budget for 2018-19. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Anything else? If not, I guess we can adjourn at 1:16.
Can we visit for a minute about some of these other models you were talking about?
I'm sorry.
I'm in for my church next Tuesday.
Long meeting. Someday you're gonna certify better chairs.
If Vic will get his chair.